an open mind, well, I just picked it up out of curiosity.
Yeah.
You know, but it hooked me.
Do you recommend now that someone obviously should read this book?
Well, definitely if you're looking for, you know, if you're looking for.
Or why should someone read this book? How would you answer that?
Well, if you're searching for faith in your life, this may be the place you'd like to. I mean, it's worth a look.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like to preach to people
Yeah.
or proselytize. You know, that's just not my nature. Mm-hmm. Especially being an ex-atheist, I used to hate it when people used to
kind of
sell their religion to me. So I don't try to sell my religion.
Absolutely, yeah.
I just, you know, but I meet many people who are looking, who are searching, and I tell them if you are searching, then you know I could share this much with you, and take it or leave it, or take it wherever you want to go.
Do you share a lot of these points in your book?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Tell us a few more questions, and then we'll cut out. Tell us, how has Islam benefited you as a human being? How has it fit and completed your life?
It's interesting, you know, it's an interesting question, and probably more ways than I could count or recall. But you know, I once was asked that question in front of an audience about a few months ago, and it's hard, you know, you're searching through your mind all the ways that it has affected your life. I'd say,
well, how about me? How about I answer and you go second? Can I answer? I love yeah. with myself. It, like I said earlier, it's given me light at the end of the tunnel. When you know at the end of the day that there's something beyond this waiting for you, a paradise, that there is a creator that you will be able to meet. We get excited about meeting the Donald Trumps of this world, the Michael Jacksons. Some people, they cry, they pull their hair, But now, can you imagine meeting the one who created you? Sitting and being able to see him and him being pleased with you? And you, all now, throughout life, all he wants from you is to call upon him alone and to do good deeds. You see? And at the end, now, the benefit is, at the end of the day, that paradise is waiting for, as a result of being a human being. Because Islam calls you to be good, to bring out the best in you as a human being, right? So how about now?
Yeah, no, that's not bad. For me, it was, you know, I think the first thing that came to my mind, and this is the truth, is that for the first time in my life, I was able to experience love again. I mean, growing up in a family where you're always worried about the person in your life you love most not being there, you know, or being taken out of it, and also having a father that you grow up you're supposed to love and trust, sort of violating that love and trust. You come not to really believe in love, and you don't let anyone get close.
Yeah.
You have to cut love out of your life, because you know if you let somebody in that close, they're going to hurt you. So throughout most of my adulthood, up until the time I discovered Islam, I could never love anyone.
The love came back now.
Yeah, because I felt, you know, through the experience of prayer and through reading the Quran, but especially through this experience of prayer, my early prayers, you know, this overwhelming love. And it brought me to tears on too many occasions. And when I would have these spiritual moments and feel the embrace of that divine mercy, it moved me in ways that I never even thought it could. I discovered a spirituality I didn't even think I had.
So the soul now started to
heal.
Tell me if you agree with me. You don't have to, but if you do, say, oh, you do. All right. I compare it, I make it to like a child. A child, if you take it away from his mother,
yes,
the child starts to whine and cry. But when you give it back, after it's being passed around to all these different hands, he's whining, you give it back to his mother, and now it rests. Did your soul find rest now?
Yeah, well, actually, I found it was a very healing process.
It was like something, that spiritual high. You're calm now. The soul's not the anxiety, and this is what I was experiencing.
Yes, yeah. And then after that, I could love. I mean, now I have a wife right now that I love very much. Of course, I love God.
Alhamdulillah, which means all praises to God. Alhamdulillah.
And I have 3 beautiful children. You know, and I really could never imagine that would ever have happened, just because of the way, you know, the pain and the scars I had suffered earlier. But it was an interesting one, like a child. I remember once after I became a Muslim, I used to love to go to the early morning and then the Maghrib and the Isha, the sunset and the evening prayers a lot. And at that time I understood no Arabic, but I used to love to hear the Quran chanted. It was a powerful experience for me. One of the brothers once saw that I was always coming, and he said, Dr. Lang, I see you always coming to those 3 prayers. Why these 3 prayers do you come when you don't even understand what's being recited. And I told him that my answer was immediate. I said to him, why is a baby comforted by his mother's voice?
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
You know, because even though he doesn't quite make out exactly the words, it's a voice he's always known.
That's the recitation of the Quran.
Yeah, it felt like a voice I'd always known, and that it has always known me.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it was similar to that. Yeah, but that's my books also.
And I think, like you said, it's not our job to try to convert somebody. We're not no missionaries, but it's to present Islam in its true nature, and then let the people choose for themselves.
Well, that's what one thing I really liked about the Quran's approach. I mean, you know, it even tells the Prophet, peace be upon him, it tells him that it's not for him to guide those whom he loves. You know, God guides whom he loves.
Exactly.
You know, it tells him not to get all bent out of shape because people aren't responding. You know, it tells him just deliver the message, communicate the message, and leave the rest to God. You know, so I like that. That appealed to me.
What advice do you have? We're going to close up now. To any one of our viewers that are truly seeking the truth and say he is from another way of life, whatever the case, he's an atheist. What would you like to say to that person about Islam, how it's beneficial, and anything, whatever you got it for 30 seconds a minute.
I don't really know what to say other than, you know, for anybody who's seeking the truth, I would tell them to continue on that path, you know, and do it sincerely and objectively and courageously, you know, and go wherever the truth takes you. You know, that's what I would say. You know, that's what I've always told my children as well. You know, when it comes to all things.
Yeah. I'd like to thank you for being on the show. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you. One beautiful thing is, look, we're both Americans here, and we're saying Assalamu alaikum. So it doesn't mean if he was French or Canadian or Japanese, if we didn't speak the same language, now we say peace be unto you. Right. Look at that. It's a beautiful. And we pray together in one unity, praying to the one God. It's very simple. This is something beautiful. Another miracle in itself.
Well, it's good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
All right.
All right. I'd like to now close with letting you know that Islam is a beautiful way of life for everyone to see. And we're here out of the love, helping educate the people, because through education, we're building knowledge. Islam teaches, Islam is a verb, is an action, is something that a Muslim does, which is to surrender his will to the will of the Creator of the heavens and the earth. And we met one of those Muslims today. If you want to know about Islam, please come to the source, because there are Muslims nowadays who might be doing some things that are in accordance with Islam. So we don't want to judge Islam on the actions of some Muslims. It's not fair. So come to the source. You can check out the Quran we have for free. You can read it. It's on thedeenshow.com. We have other videos. We have other topics to see how Islam tackles these very important issues. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you.